Where are you from?
What's good with y'all, man? I'm from the Bronx, New York, Soundview, Castle Hill area. It's like borderline the same spot, but like a block off, so, you know.
What was life like growing up in the Bronx?
Life was cool growing up in the Bronx, not gonna lie, it was chill. You know, I had my set of friends. I played basketball growing up, AAU, high school basketball, middle school basketball, so like I was always outside hooping with the older dudes. If I wasn't in the crib playing games, Xbox type of shit, but I wasn't really outside like that. I was more like a homebody, being the only child. It was just me and my mom and shit, so, you know what I'm saying?
Was New York a fast life?
Compared to Atlanta, New York is hella fast. I'm not gonna lie, like being here, it's sort of like slow pace, and it causes me to have to like really sit with my thoughts and reflect more so like then rather than just be in New York and I'm on the train, I'm in the city, I'm in the Bronx, I'm at a function, I'm here, I'm there, I'm at my man's crib. So like before you know it, you could wake up, the day started, and then it feels like 2 hours done passed, but your day is done. But over here, like you're gonna have to really fill your day in with like things of value where it feels like you had a productive day because it's just so slow paced, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you come from an artistic family?
Yeah, for sure. Like my grandma, she has her own business. She crochets, she makes baby blankets, she sells booties. She's been doing that for like 30 years. And my grandfather on my dad's side was a musician, and my other grandfather, he wasn't really he was a pimp, but I feel like, you know, they creative, you know what I mean?
And so what inspired you to start like making music? Were you a creative kid? Like what were you doing as a child?
I've always been creative, like, but it was more so because I had like a lot to say, a lot to get off my chest. I've always was very, very expressive of how I felt and like the message I wanted to get across, because like being the only child, I don't got siblings. I'm not that close with my cousins. I didn't have that many friends. There was a point in time where I was bullied for a good portion, so like the only outlet I had was music. You know, my friend loaned me his USB microphone one day in 2014, and ever since then I've just been like making music. I fell in love with it. I didn't even have any like programs. I had to download Audacity, which is free, and just record with the USB mic over like MP3, SoundCloud, YouTube beats, and next thing you know, I'm in college, building connections with people that want to put me in good positions, and I did shows, open mics. I headlined my own concert 2 years ago, so it was like, it's been chill, but I feel like I was able to turn my pain into a passion, and that's like what really is the subject matter of all my songs, just like thinking about old, suppressed rather, thoughts that I may not have like spoke about out loud to like, let's say you or me, but like, I'm able to put it down on the paper, and then like the audience could receive it the way they want to receive it, you know?
Yeah. Do you remember the name of the first song that you ever made?
I want to say the first song I ever made, I don't remember the first song, but I know the first song I ever put on SoundCloud, it was called Ben Frank. And like, I used to listen to mad A$AP Rocky, like back in the like the LSD days and like the Suddenly, you know, his album Long Live A$AP and shit. So I was trying to like reflect that sound. So like the song was Ben Frank, because I was talking about like, you know, jiggy shit, getting money, fashion and stuff like that. But that's the song, like Ben Frank. And I had a project called Now You Know in like 2014, 2015, where it was like that kind of sound. But I feel like at that point in time, I was finding like my sound, like, and I feel like now I've gotten back to like what I originally sounded like, but without the like the jigginess or like trying to emulate somebody. You feel me?
Right.
Like what I was from the beginning. You know.
How did your peers receive your first tape?
Niggas laughed at me. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, for sure. They laughed at me. It's because like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like it had any malice. It wasn't no malice behind it. It was more so, like I said, I was a high school athlete, middle school athlete. I got a scholarship to go to all boys prep school, play basketball and shit. So I'm a starter, I'm a shooting guard, I'm playing high school, getting college looks. And suddenly my senior year, I start rapping. So it's kind of like a 360. They're like, yo, what is you doing? And I'm not gonna front, like my first couple of songs were like, they were trash. They were trash, you know what I'm saying, for lack of better words. But I've always had the flow where I'm able to like say things in a cool way, but the lyrics before were just terrible, like ABC, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Seuss kind of shit. But like now, I feel like I'm able to articulate better, tell stories, and I have a flow that I've had before, but I spice it up and like add different cadences and different, you know what I'm saying, breaks here, flows here, like, you know, different notes and stuff. I like to like get freaky with it, but they didn't really receive it well, like, and I feel like I've always had a chip on my shoulder because of it. So it's like I talk about that a lot in my music, because it's like, all right, like you ever feel like you're being slept on to the point where it's like, this is 8 years ago. So if that wound is still open for 8 years, I guess I have some healing to do. But I feel like every step I take towards my goals, that wound is beginning to close, because now I'm showing myself that I could really do it, regardless of what they may have said to me in the past or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm glad it happened. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, just because when you go through things like that, like there was a point in time when I was hooping, they were calling me whack. But are they calling you whack because you're really whack? Or are they calling you whack because like, you may be whack, but they see your potential, so they want to shoot you down. So you could take it two ways. How you going to, it's perspective. It's not about what it is. It's about like, what's that underlying, like what lens are you seeing it through? You know what I'm saying? As a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, at first, I wasn't really self-aware. So I took it as like, all right, like, you know, fuck y'all. But now I'm like, all right, I'm taking into consideration who and what and where. And now it's like, all right, I get it. Because I see it now with people coming up. Like I got friends that like just started and they feel like they got their chip on their shoulder. And, excuse me, I feel like it's just natural. For any artist, athlete, producer, executive, you're going to feel slept on when you first start, because like you new in it. So you feel like you got something to prove. And if you don't receive that feedback that you're looking for, it's kind of sort of like, damn, like, you know what, fuck y'all, I'm going to show y'all. But it may not always be like that. It may just be like my mom used to always tell me, she still tells me to this day, there's a top for every pot. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to joke and be like, oh, look at that one, look at this one. She's like, but that's someone's type. Oh, that song is whack to you, but it's good to someone else. Oh, like that artist is cool to you, but somebody might not, that might not be somebody's cup of tea. So like I take that with a grain of salt. And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, you may not like my music, but there might be somebody overseas that likes it, or somebody, you know what I'm saying, in Fulton that likes it. Like you may not like it in Marietta, but I got somebody in the inner city that likes it because they resonate with my message. So like I don't really get tied up in like whether they fuck with me or not, because I fuck with myself heavy to the point where like I could look delusional to some people, where it's like, yo, like he really thinks this shit is good. Like, yeah, like, because if I'm all into manifestation, I have to move as if I'm that person I want to be, and I feel like by law it has to happen. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but it gotta happen. You feel what I'm saying? It may take a little while, but at the end of the day, as long as I believe it here and I look forward to it, the idea of manifestation is to be delusional. Like you ever made plans with somebody and you was like, yo, I'll be there about 4 o'clock, and you get there and you look at the dash and it's 4 o'clock, it's because like you just assumed. It's about assuming that you're gonna get to that point or get to that place, and then you're gonna get there by default. And I believe in just like, I have a lot of faith to where people could think I'm crazy, and it's like, that don't bother me. Because sometimes I think I'm crazy, but I know I'm crazy though. They don't really know that, but it's like, it works for me. You know what I'm saying?
How did you become interested in manifestation?
I was, after graduation, I was trying to move to Atlanta. So, you know, it was to the point where I was asking my dad for money, asking my mom for money. And mind you, I wasn't working like that the whole summer after graduation. I had a job. I was like a field marketing specialist for like a healthcare place. And it was just dead end. You know, it was $15 an hour, which was good at that time because like I was smoking a lot. So it was just paying for my habit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? It was just, I was copping an eighth after work every day, and I knew I was getting paid every Friday. So it was paying for my habit, and that's another thing. Like, I feel like that was taking me away from my goal, but that's another story for another day. It's like, but I had to get a job, so I got a job at Acura of Bedford Hills, upstate New York. Like, some may know it as like, you know what I'm saying, it's close to Connecticut, but you know, it's an affluent area, a lot of wealthy, entitled people, and I got the job through my dad's best friend. So I got the job, I'm working in service, and I didn't really feel valued. And someone who works at the place took a liking to me, started giving me books, gave me my first journal. He was giving me passages, videos to watch, and it was like, you know what? This dude, at first I thought it was weird. I told my mom, I'm like, yo, like, this guy keeps asking me questions. She was like, you better be careful. Like, you know, people be into that heebie-jeebie shit. But I was like, nah, I think he's genuine. So like, I kept the connection there, kept rocking with him. I spoke to him every, like, you know, for 10 minutes on my lunch. And then I went to eat, but he would give me books, videos to watch. And then what was cool about it, I'm like, you got to be on my ass for me to do stuff. So he was on me. He was like, hey, I want you to read this. Tomorrow when you come for lunch, we're going to talk about it. So I had to do it. It wasn't like I meet somebody and they're like, yo, you should get this book. And then we never check in again. You don't know if I got the book or not. He would give me the stuff, and I felt like him giving me books that cost bread, him buying me my journal, him picking me up from the train station, because I had to take the train to work, the bus at 4 in the morning. So I didn't walk 15 miles. He picked me up from the train, took me to the dealership, and it took me back to the train after work. So I'm like, yo, he's really invested in me. So I'm like, you know what? I got to really turn this into something. So like, long story short, he's my mentor even now to this day. We talk every single day. Not every day, but I want to say like, I want to say like once a week we talk. And I reach out, he reaches out, and we really like dig deep. We'll talk for like 15 minutes, but that's enough. But he got me into manifestation. He gave the first book he gave me was Asking It Is Given by Jerry and Esther Hicks.
Oh, I know something.
You know what I'm saying? I read that every day. And then after that book, it was The Vortex. And then after The Vortex by Jerry and Esther Hicks, he gave me The 4 Agreements. And The 4 Agreements changed everything for me. Me and my wife, we read that together every night. You know what I'm saying? If not every night, you know what I'm saying? Every time we get like a second if we're not busy, because like we both work a lot. Yeah. But that book changed my perspective, and it talks about manifestation in that book a lot. But there's also key points in that book about like, don't take anything personal, be impeccable with your word. You know what I'm saying? Like just a lot of key things that I wasn't really thinking about before. Like manifestation is one thing, but that self-awareness about like not taking everything personal, that you are the main character in the movie and everyone else is just a supporting character. So you may have a dream or an idea about something, and you give that idea or tell that idea rather to a friend or a family member. They don't see it through the same lens as you. Before I would take it personal, like, yo, you're not excited. But it's like, wait, you're not gonna be excited because, you know what I'm saying, the gift wasn't, or the vision wasn't given to you, it was given to me. So what I've learned to do now is keep things to myself. Like this whole project that I did, Not For Sale, nobody knew I was doing it but my wife. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the studio every other night, knocking things out, pulling out old tracks, old beats, finishing songs. No one knew because I feel like the evil eye is real. That's number one. Number two, I don't like to share things until it's done. Because, like I just said, like, people may be happy for you, but then there's another side like, damn, like, I wish I was or had the time or the resources to do what you're doing. So you may be giving me advice based on, like, what you think I should be doing because it's what you would be doing. And it's not always, that's not always the case. I want genuine vibes, genuine advice. And now I just don't share nothing with anybody. Like, I don't even tell my mom a lot of things because sometimes she'll get caught up in like, oh, but that's expensive. And I'm like, the Most High will make a way regardless. So I don't care if I got $0 in my account or 10 bands in my account. I'm still going to pursue what I want to pursue. And I don't care if it runs my pockets dry. Because like I said, it's the law of average. The more you put in, the more you get out. If you're not doing nothing, you're not going to get nothing. But if you put in the work in, it's only law that you receive something. You're going to get as much as you put in. So like manifestation is big in my life. Like every day I wake up, meditate, I read either The Vortex, Asking It Is Given, or The 4 Agreements till this day. Then I journal, I write my gratefulness, what I appreciate, because what you're grateful for and what you appreciate are two different things. And then I write my 16-second expansions, what I want to expand in my life. I write it in the present tense. And then I go from there and start the day. Sometimes I don't get to it because I just wake up and go work. But if I don't do it in the morning, I'm doing it at lunch. And if I don't do it at lunch, I'm doing it at night. So I've been trying to stay more like, you know, keen on staying disciplined because it's like all about the routine. If I'm being honest, like it's just routine, you know what I'm saying? But I know I was talking a lot, you know what I'm saying?
No, you did. And so has your music career, or have you experienced any challenges in your career so far?
I want to say a challenge. Well, like one challenge, it wasn't music. I got into like a life-threatening car accident like 7 or 8 months ago. And then after that, I got into another accident where I was parked and somebody hit me. And then that same day, my old Instagram got hacked that I had like 10,000 followers on. So it was like a lot in like a month span. And then like that killed my drive for everything. But I bounced back, you know what I'm saying, just praying, having faith, and like of course my support system, my wife, my mother. You know, at that time my dad was trying to push me through, then my grandma got sick, so like that put me back in a depressive state. But then I bounced back by just like getting in the gym, you know, staying, I want to say staying grounded, because like I believe in stoicism. I don't really like to get too high, I don't like to get too low. I like to stay leveled. I even had to stop smoking because like I would get anxious. It's been almost 100 days since I quit. And I was telling my mans, like, I don't think I'm ever gonna go back. But if I do decide to, it'll be cooked in the food, because I feel like, I don't know, I may be ignorant in this subject, but I just feel like sometimes we shouldn't really be smoking like that. It does something to like our physiological nature. So I would rather ingest it. And if I'm being honest, I had more fun highs and experienced better vibes when I ate an edible. Or like there was a point in time I was making soul food, selling plates, but it was infused. So like, but with music, I want to say an obstacle is just like, I know I shouldn't really focus on this, but it's like the lack of support. It's like for instance, if I'm coming up with you and like you were supporting me in 2016, 2017, 2018, and now I'm doing better in 2022 and you're not supporting me, that's kind of weird. I find it weird, because like I'm supporting everything my mans do. My mans could be trash. He could be garbage, trash, making
you still
like.
supporting?
I'm still supporting, because it's like, that's my mans.
Stop the cap.
No, that's my mans. I'm still going to support.
Okay.
I'm still going to support, and like the thing is, what I do is opposite to what they do. I'm gonna support you in public, but behind closed doors, I'm gonna critique you.
Okay.
But what they do is they'll support me in private and not support me in public. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's odd. It's weird behavior. I was just talking to my wife about this in the whip. Sometimes I'll be feeling alone, because like I came up with a group of niggas, or like group of friends, and like, yeah, distance plays a part. We all got lives, wives, some people have kids, jobs, well, careers. But I just feel like if the love was there, it should never be gone. And I don't expect people to drop what they're doing to support me or fuck with me. But I do expect some type of love or like some feedback. Like, I don't know. But that's because I move like that. And like my mom says, you can't expect people to move the way you move. Not everybody was raised the same. You feel me? Like, and it's like, I take that into consideration, but like, I also take into consideration that everybody has their own life. But what I don't respect is like when I reach out, people don't reach out back to me or reach back out to me. Now it's like, all right, like now I'm done reaching out to you. Right. And now it's up to you. You feel what I'm saying? So like with the support, it's kind of like, I used to send my links, check this out, share, like, comment. I don't do that shit no more. Like it don't matter to me. I lost my whip. I had lost the whip before that. I was in a rental with one of the accidents, had to deal with claims. I lost the Instagram I built from 2014 to 2022, got it hacked. Somebody was hating. I done lost bands, gambling. I don't care if I lose a friendship. You feel me? Like the friendship don't really matter to me, because if you my mans or you friend or family, you wouldn't be moving the way you moving. So I feel like support, if you really love me, like I love you, you would support me without me even having to ask. So I don't send links. I don't do that like I used to, because I used to care about the views, plays, SoundCloud reposts. That shit don't matter to me now. Like I said, I lost everything. But whatever I lost, I got back tenfold. So it don't really matter to me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and like I had to really dig deep to be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna go all in by myself, one man's team. I got my wife helping me, my mom, a few other people, a couple of my boys. But that's really it. You know, I got a small circle, like, and that's what I get. I've been protecting my peace so much, now I'm by myself. But it's like the Most High will show you what you need to see, because you may not have seen it before. And like you know what I'm saying? It just happens like that. Like it's something I had to come to grips with. But
what's been the most memorable moment of your career so far?
I want to say when I performed at SOBs, and I was like, I had my family there. I had my pops, my aunt, my mom, my grandma. I had a few college friends. I had a few classmates, and it was lit. Like I didn't headline it, but I was one of the headlining performers. Yeah. And I was able to perform some songs that meant a lot to me. I dedicated a song to my mom. I dedicated a song to my now wife that I hadn't even moved to Atlanta. It was a long distance relationship, but I had dedicated a song to her, and I performed it there, recorded it, sent it to her. It was just a vibe where it was like I had people moving, had the lighters up. It was just like, you ever seen one of them concerts where everybody's just waving and shit?
Yeah.
It was one of those vibes, and like that's what I live for, because like I felt like they were receiving my music in the way I meant for it to be received. Like, I make music where like I wanted to evoke an emotion. I want you to feel it. I want you to think about like, damn, like I went through that too with my family, or like, damn, like I've been through that too. Like, damn, like, yeah, sometimes I do feel alone. Because like some people just put on personas. Like you can't, and coming from New York, like it's just weird. Because niggas want to be hard all the time. You can't be hard all the time or be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up in that environment where it's like I had to be hard or gangster, like a trapper. Like I didn't, like I was with the weird kids. So like I've always been ostracized. Like you could tell by the denim jacket. Like I wasn't really, I've always been into clothes, fashion, music. One of my favorite artists is like Tyler, the Creator. I fucked with early Odd Future, Earl, you know what I'm saying, Brent Faiyaz, like a weird variation of music, you know what I'm saying, 50 Cent, like Nas, Jaden Smith, like weird, a lot of like, I want to say Outkast. So like for people to receive my music like that at the concert, it was memorable, because it was like, yo, wow, like, all right, it shows me I'm on the right path. And if they like it, I know there may be somebody in Germany that likes it, or somebody in like, you know, Afghanistan that likes it, or maybe not even in the, like, you know, maybe somewhere somebody in the US that likes it, because I bet the world is so big. We forget that the world is such a huge place, and it's international. Your music could go like from here to there really quick, and you could build a fan base. Even with my YouTube channel, a lot of people that watch my YouTube channel, they from the UK, you know what I'm saying, Mexico, Spain, some people, Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Like I watch the analytics and I'm like, all right, let me focus on, let me adhere to this crowd real quick. So that was a memorable moment, because it was like, I want that feeling again. So I'm ready to perform soon. Hopefully soon. So
yeah. How do you balance being a YouTuber and a rapper?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like I told myself I'm not a rapper no more. Like I'm more so an artist, because like a lot of the music I'm making now is like jazzy, neo soul, like more artists, like, and I sing also, but I haven't been able to like show that talent on my latest music. But balancing it is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't like caught a grip on it yet. Usually when I record YouTube videos, I stream for like 2 hours. I break that up to 10 videos, and I got 2 videos to post a day. But since I've been dealing with the rollout, music, getting merch together, and just dealing with life, you know, I just recently proposed to my fiance. Things like that have been taking a toll on me, so I haven't been able to really record videos, or like, you know, I used to do vlogs, mukbangs. I haven't been able to do it. I'm gonna get into it soon, but like sometimes it's hard to balance. Like there's no such thing as balance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've always heard speakers talk about like there's no such thing as balance. You want to be in harmony, because if you're in harmony, everything plays a role. It's like, you know what I'm saying, somebody's playing the percussion, the piano, the bass, the woodwind, the guitar. It's all in harmony. So that's my goal, to be in harmony. Like I used to want to be in balance. I can't be in balance. Like maybe if you're waking up at 3 a.m. and like you're getting things done, and then you're going to work, and then like, you know, family time, going to the studio. But I feel like you'll get burnt out like that. So like, I've been trying to like get more in harmony with myself and my business, because like YouTube, I got monetized a year and a half ago, so it's paying. But if I'm not consistent with it, I'm not gonna eat. And with music, I want to implement my music on the channel, where it's like, all right, now one thing is serving another, and now it's like that crowd that's from like the UK, they like my music and they like my videos. Because if you like my videos, you like my personality. You know, it's not always about the content, it's the personality. So if you listen to my music, there's this personality in there. So I just gotta find a way to like tie it together, honestly. Like, and I'm working on it. It's just tough. Not gonna lie. It's really tough.
What is your ultimate aspiration with your creative career?
I'm not gonna lie, I really I love music, but I even said this in my project, like I don't want to be a rapper. I don't want to be famous for making music. I don't want to be famous for YouTube. I want to be famous for like, not even famous, I want to be known for making changes in people's lives. So like I want to, you know, I got a few projects that I'm releasing next year. I got videos, and the videos are gonna like show stories, more so like cinematic movie vibes, where it's like the music is in the back, but I'm showing you a movie. It may be like a life experience I had with actors, paid actors or whatever, or even me acting all of the roles. I could do that, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to keep it in house. But like do that, release music, and maybe not hip hop. I want to like gear more into like the jazz, where like maybe I hear somebody listening to my song while they cleaning, or like, you know, maybe at a wedding, like, you know what I'm saying, use my vocals to where I know I could use my vocals. And then I'm in Atlanta, so like, you know, there's Tyler Perry Studios over here, there's other, you know, distribution companies and different things like that. I want to get into acting, maybe commercials, maybe like Netflix, reach out, get my modeling portfolio together. And I'm writing a book right now that I started in college, but I got to finish it. I'm talking to publishers and stuff, but like a self-help interactive book about life, autobiography, but there's also like a part in it where you could like write down your goals, aspirations, your manifestations and stuff. So like I want to be the jack of all trades. I always said I was the jack of all trades, but it's just about setting that intention. So the fact that I put it out there and I tongued it and I said it, I feel like now it's like it's up to me to put the work in, and once I put the work in, it'll unfold. But I want to just be known for like doing a little bit of everything, where like I could perform, or I could like, you know, I create visuals, even behind the scenes, directing, executive producer. I taught myself to make beats 2 years ago, so like things like that. I even have a few songs on my project where I produced them. So like different things like that. So it's just about, with me, it's staying consistent. I'm not gonna lie, cause like a lot of the music that came out should have came out a while ago. I'm talking like 6 years ago. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, for real. So it's
so
about,
you were just like holding it, or?
I want to say I was very self-conscious, but like I don't know if you smoke, but if you ever smoke and like let's say you upload a picture, you upload the picture before you smoke, but then you smoke, you're gonna delete that picture, cause it's like, damn, like I don't think this look good, this looks stupid. So that's how I was feeling with the music. I was like smoking a lot, recording before smoking. Now I'm just like, tell the engineer just to email it to me, and I'd never resurface. It would never resurface because I'm too self-conscious to listen back to it, because I'm just like damn, this is whack. If I have that perception that it's whack, I'm not gonna touch it. And then when I listened to it again after not smoking for like, you know, it was around like the 50th day, I got back into my music. I was like, nah, this is actually tough. Like, let me revamp this. Let me write some different lyrics. Let me like maybe switch up the beat, add different drops here. You know what I'm saying? Re-record some songs like I did. And it was like, all right, I'm working with something. Plus, 6 years ago, I sounded different. My voice is deeper now. I can say things better without using profanity, or like without, you know, sounding like Dr. Seuss. So like now it's like, that's what prompted me to get back into it. But it's consistency. Like I wasn't consistent at all. Like, and that's still something I'm working on. That's like my self-awareness, me knowing I gotta go every single day, even with the gym. If I don't go to the gym every day, or like at least twice, I may not go that third day, I may not go that fourth. But I know that about myself. So even with the smoking weed, I had to go to get to day 100, and you know, tomorrow day 101 and 2 and 3, because I can't do anything in moderation. I can't. And like when you know that about yourself, then I feel like you get the most out of like who you are, what you want to do. Because like I get lazy, so like, I got to keep my foot on the pedal at all times. Like so.
For someone watching this who aspires to do what you do, what advice would you have for them?
Honestly, I would say like, no matter what anyone around you says, whether it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your cousin, your best friend, do what you want to do. Like, cause the best time to do it is right now. Like we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. We don't know what's gonna happen the next day. Shit, we don't know what's gonna happen a year from now. But if you got right now to do what you want to do, just do it. Just put your foot forward and take that first step, and then the second and third, fourth are gonna come like second nature. You just gotta do what you want to do, pursue that dream. You know, some people want to like, you know, get into a new career. Some people want to start their own business. Some people want to be artists. Some people want to be directors, photographers. Whatever you want to do, just try it. And there's who's to say you can't do a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? The reason why sometimes we don't move is because we don't know what we want to do, or we feel like we got to be in a box. Fuck the box, jump out the box and do whatever. Because if you do a little bit of this and do a little bit of that and do a little bit of this, I feel like you'll find out what you really like, And by single elimination, you could cut things out. You know what I'm saying? So just basically just like be yourself unapologetically. Don't care about the opinions, the noise outside. Don't care about who's saying what, who's not supporting you, who don't fuck with you. Just keep being yourself, because at the end of the day, so you're gonna find people with like-minded thoughts or ideas or plans. You're gonna find people that wanna do what you're doing, or you're gonna find people that wanna be a part of your journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like just be yourself. And I feel like the rest is gonna figure itself out. And do what you wanna do. Don't listen to the outside noise, because that shit's just there to deter you. And it's just real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all we got is right now. Nothing is promised to you. So like, take advantage of the time you got.